Hello, everyone. My guest today is Matt Watson. He's the founder and CEO of Stackify. He has been a developer and hacker for over 15 years and loves solving hard problems with code. While working in IT management, he realized how much of his time was wasted trying to put out production fires without the right tools. All right, Stackify. Matt, are you ready to take us to the top?
I'm ready. Let's go.
All right, tell us about the company. What are you guys doing? How do you make money?
Basically, we help software developers find why their code sucks.
Mm-hmm. And is this like Rainforest QA or Sauce Labs or automated testing or?
No, it's not testing. It's more debugging and troubleshooting applications that are in production. So, maybe a good example will help. So let's say you're on Pizza Hut's website, you're trying to order pizza. If for whatever reason their website is slow, it gets an error, it's not working, you're going to go to Domino's, you're going to go somewhere else and order pizza, right? Well, Pizza Hut needs to know when that happens. They need to know when their application is slow, and they need to figure out why. They need to know why as fast as possible. So tools like ours, which are APM products, application performance monitoring products, are used to do those sort of things.
Got it. Okay. And walk me through kind of revenue structure. Are you a pure play SaaS company?
Yep, we're a SaaS company. We have almost 900 customers all over the world that just pay us a monthly subscription for using our tools.
Okay. And what do they pay on average per month?
It's all over the board. I mean, we have a lot of customers that pay us $200 or $300 a month, and then we have customers that pay us thousands that are bigger.
Just to avoid going down every cohort, though, I mean, what would you say the average is?
$200 or $300 a month.
Okay, 200 or 300. That's great. So, I mean, let's assume a conservative $200 a month times 900. I mean, that puts you at about what, 180 grand a month right now in revenue?
Yeah. Yep.
And what does growth look like? Where were you a year ago?
We've grown about 80% year over year.
Okay, so you were at about 100 grand a year ago?
Yeah, something like that. I don't remember the exact numbers.
Yeah. What's driven most of the growth? Is it kind of adding new customers or expanding customers you already had?
Mostly new customers for sure. So we definitely do see a lot of expansion. So a lot of our customers are software companies, of course. So when their companies grow, they need more licenses of our software. So that drives growth that way. But yeah, we sign up a lot of new customers every week.
So I want to try and capture how you're doing on expansion as best I can. And usually the best question to capture that is what your net revenue retention looks like annually. I assume it's maybe above 100%. What is it?
We have negative churn. So when I've looked at it before, our year over year expansion is like 20%.
Okay. And what is your gross revenue churn per year?
I'm not sure.
Okay. Well, asked differently, how negative are you, net negative revenue churn?
It's about negative. It's about 20%.
Negative 20%?
Yeah.
Okay. So how does that work? So if you're expanding 20% on the customer cohort, it would be impossible to get to net negative 20% churn unless your gross churn was zero.
Yeah, I don't know. I may be losing you on the numbers here. I'd have to get out my Excel.
Do you know what your churn is in general? I mean, that's a fairly. I mean, how many logos are you losing per month or per year, or how much revenue are you losing per month per year?
Yeah, so on an actual customer base, we probably retain 85 to 90% of the customers, and then the ones that stay all grow.
Yep.
And so the ones that stay spend more money than the ones that we lost.
Yep. 90% logo retention per year. Again, those logos that stay, like you just said, the expansion on those makes up more than the lost revenue, which is why you have net negative revenue churn.
Yeah,
that's great. Good stuff.
Yeah,
okay.
All of that is confusing.
No, that's okay. It's one of those key things. Let me ask you, as kind of the technical co-founder, how do you use numbers like this? I imagine when a guy like me asks you these questions, you go like, "Fuck off! I don't need to know all these numbers." Like, who handles that at the company?
I mean, a lot of those numbers aren't numbers that we really think about at all, unless it's time to talk to some investors. On a day-to-day basis, they're not really KPIs that we think about, honestly.
So when someone signs up for Stackify on day one, what do you have to get them to do to make sure they stay sticky and they don't cancel?
Install our software, actually use it.
What does that mean, though? What does actually use mean?
Well, for us, they have to install our software on their servers. So we want them to get it installed and then to have one of those kind of aha moments, learn something about the performance of their software they didn't know, solve a problem they didn't know, something like that gets them to that aha moment as fast as possible.
Mm-hmm. And what is that tip? I mean, what is that? So I imagine you have a lot of people who download the thing, they install it, and then they you log on the back and you go, oh my gosh, they haven't logged on in like a month,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
So like
Yep.
those people are high candidates for churn. That's why churn is usually important, is because it's a way to track if people are going to keep paying you based off activation metrics.
Right. Sure.
So how do you re-engage those people that install the software then never actually get value from it because they never actually use it?
Yeah, usually they're just trials that don't convert. So, we're doing hundreds and hundreds of trials a month, and 10% of them or less will decide to pay. The ones that do decide to pay usually stick around. But yeah, there's a lot of people that sign up for a trial that just never do anything.
Yep. Let me ask you another question about kind of unit economics here. Customer acquisition cost. What is it all in?
Honestly, don't know what the number is off the top of my head. It's a few $100s, but we don't do really paid advertising, so it's not a number that we really focus on.
Talk to me about your team. What's your team size?
We have about 20 people in our office in Kansas City, and then we have about 20 more in the Philippines.
Kansas and okay, so 40 total.
Yep.
Okay, and break those folks down for me. How many of them are sales and marketing?
It's about 5 people in sales and marketing.
Okay. So let me ask you a question. Someone that you hire for sales, how do you measure if they're performing or not performing?
Just based on the number of potential, leads and customers that they handle and how they're doing with them. So our whole model is inbound. We get about 800,000 people a month on our website from our content marketing and stuff that we do, and that drives a lot of our trials and interest in our product. So
keep going down the funnel for me. That's valuable. 800,000 views. How many new trials per month? About?
It's been 700-800 a month.
Okay, and then about how many new customers per month? About 10% of those.
It ranges from 40 to 50 usually.
Okay, so that's pretty healthy. So going back, if you have a salesperson, right, that you're those 800 new trials that you're getting per month, let's say they do 200 demos. Like, do you track how many of the demos they convert? Like, how do you know if they're a good salesperson or not?
Yeah, we track all of those things. I don't know what the numbers are off the top of my head because I'm not in charge of sales, but we definitely track those things.
Ignore what the actual number is, but that's why I was trying to figure out, like, customer acquisition cost, obviously on a fully diluted basis would count that person's salary. And based off what you pay them, they've got to bring an X amount of new revenue to make it, a profit center for you. So I was trying to figure out it sounds like you maybe don't run that part of the business, but those numbers are things your VP of sales is looking at?
Yeah, I mean, since we don't do paid advertising, we just kind of get the number of leads that we get, and it's really the efficiency of how many of those we close. We just now are starting to do more outbound and hired our first sales development representative, and so that'll all be much more trackable on that and the number of net new leads they create and how much we pay them versus how many leads they created and stuff like that. The rest of our team traditionally has just been more sort of order takers, right? It's like, these are all the people that started a trial. We're just trying to get them to buy.
What do they do though? I mean, do they get on a call with them? Or is there any sales skill required, or no, it's all no touch?
Yeah, no, it is. We do demos and stuff like that. But for us, a lot of it is more customer service. It's people who signed up for our product and they just have a question. They're like, how do I use .NET with Docker on AWS and whatever? It's fairly straightforward customer service sort of stuff.
Yep. All right. And put this on a timeline for me. When did you launch the company?
6 years ago in 2012.
Oh, wow. Okay. And kind of where was your head at that point? What made you jump into it?
Well, it was really just trying to solve my own problems from being the CTO of a previous company, and there just really wasn't the tools out there that existed to do what I wanted to do. So just had the crazy idea to build it. Bootstrapped,
or have you raised capital?
I funded all of it myself until recently. We raised our first outside capital about a year ago.
How much total?
I'd rather not say.
Okay. I mean, usually that's public because you have to file with the SEC. I can usually look it up with a quick search.
I mean, the outside capital we did was $3 million.
Yeah, that's what I was referencing.
Yeah.
So before that, and you said that was about a year ago in 2017?
Yeah.
So previous to that, you funded it all yourself. I mean, help me understand. Did you just save up a bunch before you quit your corporate job, and that's how you're able to fund it, or?
I had a company before I was the founder of that we sold.
I see.
And so I was able to use proceeds from that to get this off the ground.
Got it. No, it makes good sense. That you funding it yourself over 4 or 5 years explains why you've got a half drank bottle of pocket tequila behind or Fireball behind you on the shelf, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Those are for either the good days or the really good days or the really bad days, right? Both.
Well, we do shots at Fireball at work about once a week when we have a good sales day.
That's good. That's interesting.
That's
some people would say they do that when it's a bad day. You say no, it's a good day. We take Fireball. Yeah. Only in Kansas, right?
Yeah, it's like yesterday we had 5 new accounts, so it's like, all right, shots of Fireball today.
That's great. 5 new accounts at $200 a month. So that's a grand in new monthly recurring revenue, right?
Well, I mean, like I said, it's all over the board. We have customers that pay us a lot more than that.
Yeah. Do you run? So you don't run on accounts that are maybe? Oh, actually, let me ask you: your largest account in terms of ACV. I mean, are you breaching 6 figures yet, or no?
Yes.
You do. Yep. You do have some customers that pay you more than $100,000 per year.
Yeah, we do.
So on those accounts, it's all inbound. You don't have an outbound salesperson going after those leads.
No, it's all inbound. So about 70% of our business is international. They all find us the same way. Like we have somebody like Honeywell as a client, but we don't call on the CIO of Honeywell to try and sell them our software. They find us the same way anybody else does. They go to Google and search for different things, and they run across our product.
So let me ask you, I mean, you bootstrapped the thing from 2012 to 2017 to about $100,000 a month in revenue, right? Or about 1.2 million per year. And then you decided to go ahead and raise capital. Why'd you give in? Why'd you need to raise capital?
My original goal was just to fund it through like the seed stage and then bring in some outside capital to help grow it.
So where are you spending? Like, how do you have confidence that $3 million you're going to be able to spend it to grow the company? Where are you spending it?
In product development, sales and marketing. I mean, we're in Kansas City here, and we don't do enterprise sales, so I don't need to go hire a room full of enterprise salespeople at $200,000 a year like our competitors do.
Who are some of your competitors? Just name one or two.
NewRelic, App Dynamics, companies like that. So they're all focused on the large enterprise accounts, kind of exclusively, and most of our customers are SMB. They're more mid-market companies.
Yep. Interesting. Walk me through. There's a bit of a discrepancy between what my team found in terms of funding versus what you just told me. So they said they looked up and there was a $5 million round on January 1st, 2015. What was that?
I mean, I don't think any of that information that's out there is accurate. So,
but it's taken directly from it's taken directly from that is generated directly from an SEC filing. Did you do some weird like debt stuff early on to help? No. Cool.
No.
And by the way, I'm not trying to be nosy, by the way, but I do want to. If you came up with some creative strategy to raise capital in a non-dilutive way, I want my listeners to know that so they can copy you.
No, I funded all of it until a year ago.
Okay.
We did a $3 million round then.
So that's all just misreporting. It's all been you have not raised 12 million. You've only raised 3 million. It was your own, and it was just a year ago you did that.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Very cool. Let's wrap up here with the famous 5. Number 1, what's your favorite business book?
I don't read a lot of books, but there's one called Rocket Fuel. I don't remember who the author was that I really liked.
Yeah, I don't know if it was the Basecamp guys, but yeah, Rocket Fuel. I've heard of that one. It's a good one. Number 2, is there a CEO you're following or studying right now?
Not really. I mean, it's interesting to always follow Elon Musk, and I'm sure people always give you that answer, but his ups and downs right now are very interesting.
Number 3, what is your favorite online tool for building a business?
For building a business, I don't know if I have an answer for that, honestly.
Like, what tool do you use every day?
Jira, Slack, Divi, Google Docs.
Yep.
A lot of different tools. Yeah.
Good. And what's your actually? How many hours of sleep are you getting every night?
Oh, probably 7 to 9.
That's pretty good. And what's your situation? Married, single, kids?
Married with 3 little boys.
3. Wow, full house. And how old are you?
I'm 37.
37. Last question. What do you wish your 20-year-old self knew?
That computer programming and writing code is not the most valuable thing I can do.
Then not the most what?
It's not the most valuable thing I can do.
That's so interesting because every time I have a business guy or gal on here, you know what they say? I wish I learned how to code earlier. And almost every developer I have on says, man, I wish I knew sales faster.
Yeah. The most valuable part of it is the product vision, product management side of it. Writing the code is easy. That's like assembly work, like manufacturing work, right? Almost. It's the knowing what to write and how it's supposed to work. That's the hard part.
Yep, no, that's right. Very good, guys. There you have it. Matt Watson, Stackify, launched back in 2012, solving his own problem, bootstrapped for the first several years. Recently raised $3 million of capital, serving over 900 customers, paying on average $200 a month. So doing about 180 grand per month right now in revenue. That's up 80% year over year. In August 2017, he was doing just about 100 grand a monthly recurring revenue. Economics make a lot of sense. 90% logo retention per year, net negative revenue churn. When they do spend money on acquisition, it's about 200, 300 bucks, couple $100. So payback is under 2 months. Again, team of 40 folks between Kansas City and the Philippines, scaling. Matt, thank you so much for taking us to the top.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you.